fast.
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. What? You get it, don't you?
I get the gist, yeah.
Okay.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Thank you, Daddy, for defending our country.
Thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for your bravery.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, Daddy.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance can be one of them. If you're a current or a former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
Whoa.
Sweeten any moment with soft, fruity, chewy Fruit Vines Bites from the Red Vines family. Introducing Fruit Vines Bites. Live on the sweet side with Fruit Vines.
It handled the Great Hoagie Fight of 2011.
89 thunderstorms.
And 90 spilled drinks.
And the hallway of 10,000 fingerprints.
Olympic paints and stains are made to endure busy homes, so they're guaranteed for real life. Insist on Olympic. And introducing Olympic Rescue It Resurfacer. There's no better way to transform worn, weathered wood and concrete into beautiful, barefoot-friendly surfaces. From America's most trusted brand since 1938. Available at Lowe's.
Hey, let's talk probiotics.
For digestive health? Erin Andrews?
Yeah, and did you know Trubiotics is a daily probiotic that helps in 2 ways? It supports digestive and immune health by working in your gut, where 70% of your immune system lives. Now in chewables.
Jack.
Energizer protects your devices from damaging leaks.
People all over the world know us, but they don't yet know we're a family. We're right where you need us. At the next job, next adventure, or at the next exit. Helping you explore super destinations and do everything under the sun. 12 brands, more hotels than anyone else in the world. So wherever you want to be, whatever you want to do, chances are we're already there. Save up to 25% and earn bonus points when you book at WyndhamRewards.com.
Kids are fed?
Kids are fed, homework is done, baths are taken.
I'm impressed. Looks like you've got everything under control.
We got it all under control here. We're all good, right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all good here. Yep.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Finally, a paint that's stain-resistant and scrubbable. Introducing new Valspar Reserve. Now get $10 to $40 off our best paint and stains.
Tropical Storm Arthur, the very latest information off the east coast of Florida, as you can see here. And those are the data from the National Hurricane Center, 50-mile-an-hour maximum sustained winds. But most of those winds are out away from Florida on the east and south side of the circulation. By the way, that's the center of the circulation, not an eye, but the center of the circulation where the winds are a little lighter. Here along the coast, they've been gusting 15 to 25, maybe even 30 miles an hour this afternoon. No big problems here. It's what happens here. And by the way, the circulation center's on the north end of this. It's what happens here. It's moving to the northwest at 2 miles an hour, forecast to turn northward and then head toward the Carolina coast. So we'll keep you posted on that. That's the latest here. Meanwhile, there's a cold front that stretches from Canada to Texas. South of there, 90-degree heat in all states but Rhode Island, Dr. Forbes. It's warm and humid. Got any storms out there?
Yeah, we do. We certainly have a number, some of them coming out of Missouri into Illinois, others up in parts of New York and Pennsylvania. Not as bad as severe weather days we've had on some of the recent days, but still it's bad enough if it hits your location. Let's take a look. Here we have a cold front, as Dave was talking about. There is a severe thunderstorm watch out for parts of this area, and these thunderstorms here are going to move into parts of the Tennessee Valley, and especially up the Ohio Valley as we head this evening. Then we have some storms that are way out ahead of the front, just in the warm, moist air, getting a little bit of a boost from the mountains up into New York and Pennsylvania. We'll start with the storms that are down in Missouri, rolling into Illinois. This one here has had a history of some trees down. We have some that are near Poplar Bluff and another that's down near Salem in Arkansas that have warnings on them. Take a look at this one. It's coming very close to Carbondale, Illinois. So Cape Girardeau County in Missouri, Jackson, Perry counties in Illinois. Watch out there for that possibility of hail and damaging winds. Off just to the north of Poplar Bluff, Butler, Carter, and Wayne counties, you have severe thunderstorm warnings, 1-inch hail and damaging wind gusts a possibility there. And occasionally, some of these storms down near the Wichita Falls, Waurika area, Texas-Oklahoma border, popping up, becoming severe. Wouldn't you love to have this stall out for a while and give you some rain there in the Wichita Falls area? So spotty severe thunderstorms all the way from parts of Texas, Oklahoma, up into the Mississippi, Tennessee valleys there, Ohio River Valley there. And then another cluster just to the south of Syracuse. A couple of lines might work to Albany, might work to Philadelphia and D.C. later this evening. A couple of these storms with severe warnings on them, south of Syracuse, Cayuga, Cortland, and Onondaga counties. Then down a little mini bow coming into Harrisburg. Might be some gusty winds with that. And then farther southwest, Franklin and Fulton counties, you have a severe thunderstorm warning there as part of an area. Isolated storms again from eastern Ohio, maybe down to D.C. and Philly before it runs out of gas later this evening. Head into tomorrow, front continues a little bit farther to the east, warm, moist air. Upper level jet stream stays a little bit to the west, but we'll still have a few severe thunderstorms, maybe all the way into Maine and maybe all the way down here into parts of the Carolinas tomorrow. Not a huge severe threat, but again, just enough to keep you on your toes, and always watch out for lightning. Dave, Alex?
All right, thanks, Dr. Forbes. 90-degree heat in Maine even today, and tomorrow probably. Well, time for the top 5, where we take a look at all the amazing weather videos from around the world.
Let's do it. And starting off with some severe weather in the Midwest yesterday. White Pigeon, Michigan. Strong winds, heavy rain, terrible driving conditions.
And those aren't really white pigeons. You were concerned about what pigeons do?
I was.
Right. That's just the name of the place. Number 4.
Right.
Oh, my.
No, nobody's hitting home runs in this park.
Yeah, this is Chicago. This is the White Sox game because of all the winds. You hear that lightning?
And I hear the reaction to the lightning.
Yeah. And then at a minor league stadium in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the grounds crew came out to cover the field, and the wind got the best of that equipment. 2 people were injured.
That is, really, really intense wind, and unfortunately for those folks, really ripped that right out of her hands. Here's dangerous flash flooding in Muscatine, Iowa. Many streets blocked by the rainfall, the flooding, and also down trees because of the saturated ground.
This has been 1 month for unbelievable rain up and down the U.S.
And boy, does that just say, I'm taking the #1 spot or what?
That does. That is the Willis Tower in Chicago?
It is the tallest building in the city, and it makes it a pretty attractive spot for those lightning strikes that are just so picturesque. You gotta just
We would love to see your video here. Send it to us at weather.com/videos, and maybe we'll put it on the air.
That'd be cool.
Would that be cool?
Tropical update next.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age? Who cares?
A yummy reward is important after a good workout. So I give Butch delicious Milo's Kitchen Chicken Grillers recipe dog treats. That's called inward-facing dog. He can do it all day.
Milo's Kitchen, made in the USA with chicken or beef as the #1 ingredient. The best treats come from the kitchen.
Fruit with a cool finish. Fruit on one side, cool on the other. Icebreakers Duo, a fruity cool way to break the ice.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with a thunderstorm. tonight. Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms. High 90. Chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You do your swipe from anywhere thing? We'll be here at LifeLock doing our thing, watching out for your identity, data breach or not. Get LifeLock protection and live life free.
Right behind you.
Three, two, one, hi-ho.
Yeah, I'm married. Does it matter? You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
That's smooth. Transform your worn weather deck into a beautiful barefoot-friendly surface with Olympic Rescue It Wood and Concrete Resurfacer.
Who are you talking to?
Olympic Rescue It, from America's most trusted brand since 1938. Available at Lowe's.
At every Ford dealership, you'll find the works. It's a complete checkup of the services your vehicle needs. So prepare your car for any road trip by taking it to an expert Ford technician. Because no matter your destination, good maintenance helps you save at the pump.
Get our multi-point inspection.
Use your head to hold your hat, and your smarts will tell you where you're at, and to think about the zoo, and to nod hello to you and you. Use your head when you're online, to keep what's yours inside your mind, and to know how to be safe, how to give your life some private space. From your head down to your toes, pause and think online.
Your opportunity has arrived. Now's your chance to join the Comcast team as a direct sales representative.
The pay is excellent. The harder you work, the more you make.
Schedule's phenomenal. You really are your own boss.
The benefits are fabulous.
It's nice working for a company with the most innovative products on the market.
There is a lot of opportunity to move within the company.
Plus, Comcast will provide your sales training, giving you the tools you need for long-term career growth. There are open positions in your area. Come show us what you've got. For more information, visit comcast.com/DSRjobs.
266-2838 now. That's 1-855-266-2838.
America's Morning Headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
It's 53 minutes after the hour. Time for the Tropical Update. I'm Brian Norcross here with the latest on Tropical Storm Arthur. Our biggest concern this afternoon is for the eastern end of North Carolina. So the forecast really has not changed in any big way, except the National Hurricane Center is thinking that the system may actually be a little stronger than the earlier thinking. So now well into Category 1 hurricane range, plus or minus. Let's take a look at the models. We talk a lot about the models, and I want to show you what the folks at the Hurricane Center are looking at, and I'll get to that in 1 second. But first of all, here is the latest advisory. It's a 50-mile-an-hour tropical storm now, measured by hurricane hunters out looking at it this afternoon. 1,003 millibars, so the pressure going down on a downward trend, indicating a strengthening system, only drifting to the northwest. Is going to continue to drift around for a little while there, and it's just off the Florida coast. You see 85 miles to the east-southeast of Cape Canaveral. Now, take a look here at, I'm going to need your help over there. Uh-oh. All right, so we've had a crash of the computer. So let me just describe to you what's going on. So we have Florida, and the system is expected to move to the north very slowly past the coast here and maybe wobble a little bit to the coast and then move north. So because it might wobble near the coast, National Hurricane Center has the tropical storm watches in effect for that part of the coast of Florida, meaning the possibility of tropical storm force winds. Now, after it wobbles around by Florida for a day, then it's going to begin to make the move to the north. And I'm stuck with this picture here is why I'm drawing on it while we're getting the computer reorganized and booted up. But as it comes to the north, what's going to happen is the upper air winds are going to become very favorable in this area. And the thinking is that combined with the fact that the Gulf Stream comes up like this, and it's going to ride right over those Gulf Stream waters, and the Gulf Stream waters, of course, the warmest waters in that part of the Atlantic, that's going to provide the combination to allow this system to strengthen pretty efficiently and up to hurricane strength as it gets off the South Carolina coast, maybe approaching the North Carolina coast in that area, and that is expected to happen on Thursday. So through the day tomorrow, drifting north Florida up to off of Georgia, but staying well offshore. And then things really come together, and it's moving then to the northeast as it heads on up toward Cape Hatteras. So the issue that we're most concerned about, not that we don't have some concern, here we go. Now we can see the cone here. So as I was describing, it's coming to the north here, and the question that not that we're not concerned about the South Carolina coast, because there is some possibility it stays to the left side of the cone. It doesn't have to stay offshore, but most of the tracks obviously keep it offshore. And then, though, the area that we're most concerned about is up here where North Carolina sticks out into the cone. So even if it were to come just offshore of Cape Hatteras, that still brings the winds around and still causes a problem that we think would disrupt the holiday weekend. So here we're in the Friday time frame. We've got a Category 1 hurricane here. You see they're going from 80 to 90 miles per hour through the day on Friday in terms of intensification as the upper level environment is very favorable. So unless it were to stay well to the right, far off the coast, I'm just afraid that's going to be disruptive for holiday travel and planning there on the North Carolina coast, and then moving on offshore of Cape Cod. Now, again, we're in the same kind of situation. If it were to stay to the left side, this would be pretty disruptive here, disruptive to the fireworks and any kind of holiday festivities. But if it stays far enough offshore, and most of the tracks are far enough offshore, it's not going to be a problem. So I promised to show you the models, and I'm going to do that here in the next hour. In fact, I'll be back right here at the top of the hour. Let me send it back now to Dave and Alex.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Thanks a lot, Brian. Well, a lot of Americans are out on vacation this week.
And for those visiting Florida, they are now facing Tropical Storm Arthur coming up. What activity we are seeing along Florida's coast, and why beachgoers are being told to be cautious before hitting the water.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with showers. Tonight, thunderstorms, low 77. Chance of rain, 80%. Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms, high 90. Chance of rain, 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, it is official. Tropical Storm Arthur, the first named storm of the hurricane season in the Atlantic.
And it's a real threat for millions along the East Coast. During one of the worst possible weeks for vacation families and beachside businesses, we've got the in-depth expert analysis with the timeline of the impacts so you'll know how to plan. And that's from Florida all the way to New England.
We are also tracking the system that produced severe weather across the Midwest the past few days. Now it pushes into the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. We're going to keep you ahead of the strong storms today and tomorrow.
Sounds like a bunch of reasons to watch, huh?
Yeah, it does.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. We want to show you the watches out for Tropical Storm Arthur. Right now we're watching eastern parts of the state of Florida, really around the Daytona Beach area all the way down towards Fort Pierce. Anywhere in yellow, you are under a tropical storm watch. That does affect some beachgoers as we're heading towards the July 4th holiday.
And hurricane expert specialist Brian Norcross is looking at what could soon be our first hurricane in the Atlantic. Brian?
All right, Dave and Alex. Yeah, we're watching this really closely, and we have high concern for the eastern end of North Carolina. Now, this storm is going to brush Florida. We don't think there's going to be any significant effects there, but the Hurricane Center is just err on the side of caution because there is some possibility of some gusty winds along the Florida coast, especially for mariners, is why that tropical storm watch is up. But farther north in the Carolina coast and especially eastern North Carolina, that is the focus of our concern. All right, let's get to what's happened here this afternoon with the advisory, and it starts with the hurricane hunters. They flew out of Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi, and a second plane went out of Mayport Naval Air Station here in Jacksonville. The first plane goes down and looks in detail at the storm, and this is where we get the wind and the pressure. They fly around in the storm, they take observations, and they report back and say, this is the winds that we found, and this is the pressure that we found, and that's what makes the advisory. This plane flies in the upper atmosphere, and then they report back information that goes into the computer models, and that's what we use for the steering, to improve the information on exactly what is the upper air flow that's going to steer the storm, and they get that detailed information to improve those computer models. So that one's called Gonzo, and that's a jet that flies high in the atmosphere. This one flies low through the storm, and they had a bumpy ride out there as Tropical Storm Arthur is intensifying. They found 50-mile-an-hour winds, and they found the center 85 miles east-southeast of Cape Canaveral, so not far offshore, but the concentration of the bad weather was to the southeast, and they found a pressure of 1,003 millibars and drifting to the northwest, barely moving at all. Now, on our high-resolution satellite, yesterday, if you were watching, we could see a swirl. We actually saw the swirl dissipate. What happened was that swirl dissipated, and the center reformed under the thunderstorms. Well, the center isn't quite under the thunderstorms. It's actually right up in here, but it's very close. And so to the southeast of the center, that's where the strongest winds are, and that's where the hurricane hunters measured those strongest winds. And you can see those thunderstorms popping up there? If one of those, if that were to rotate around the system, which it's not going to do, but if it were and to come by the coast, then we would get the strong winds. But what we think is going to happen is over the next day or so, thunderstorms are just going to fill in around the center as Arthur tends to intensify. Here's our wind stream product, which allows us to analyze exactly where the wind flow is, and there you see it showing the center there. We also can see that the winds all around here now are being analyzed in the blue, which is a weaker wind, and for whatever reason, I guess the wind streams are missing the strongest ones right there, but when they actually pick it up, we can see some color in there showing stronger winds. All right, at Vero Beach, which is just to the west of where the center of Arthur is now, here's the trend on the winds right at the coast, and these are the wind gusts. And you see them gusting up near tropical storm force, so that's why those tropical storm watches are in effect for the Treasure Coast and the Space Coast in Central Florida because of the possibility, a watch means possible, possibility of tropical storm force winds, and that would mean over 39 miles an hour. So nothing big in Florida. We don't expect that to be the problem. Now on to the future, though, and this is where the real story with this system is, because the atmosphere atmospherics and the oceanographics of this are expected to come together. So we have the Gulf Stream on exactly the path of this tropical storm, the expected path. So what the Gulf Stream does is where sometimes if a storm is moving along, it disrupts the ocean and it pulls up cool water. But if they have the Gulf Stream, it's replenishing the warm water all the time. So the water under Arthur is going to be warm and the atmospherics are going to be favorable for it to intensify. So the National Hurricane Center has it as an 80-mile-an-hour Category 1 hurricane off of South Carolina, and this is in the afternoon on Thursday. So that's the time frame that we're going to be concerned about the South Carolina coast, beginning early on Thursday and through the day on Thursday, as the storm is somewhere along this line, the center of the storm, with the winds rotating around like that. Obviously, if it's closer to the coast, the effect on South Carolina is going to be significant. If it's a hurricane, it could be a significant problem. If it's far offshore, it's not going to be significant. We just don't know. That's the best forecast that can be made with modern technology, is just that wide. That's why the cone has that kind of width, is we don't know exactly where the center is going to be. And then into the late Thursday, Friday time period, this is our biggest concern right here in eastern North Carolina and Dare County and Cape Hatteras, because it sticks out into the cone. So if the storm comes this way, or that way, all of those are disruptive to travel plans and vacationing on the Cape. If it stays well offshore, we're actually just going to get a glancing blow and life will go on. But we can't predict that at this point, so we have to be ready for the possibility of a good Category 1 hurricane in the vicinity of Cape Hatteras late Thursday into Friday. And then moving north, odds are most of the tracks keep it well offshore the northeast. But if it were to take a more westerly track here, as a few of the models indicate that it might, then that would cause issues on Cape Cod. It's just too early to tell exactly what's going to happen there. And then the system will move on off to the Canadian Maritimes, where they're going to get a healthy tropical storm up that way. All right, we have lots more to talk about on this. I'll see you back here at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to look at the models here this hour, so stay tuned for that. Let me send it back to Dave and Alex.
All right, good stuff, Brian. Well, we are getting closer to the holiday weekend, and with severe storms and a tropical storm, we have a lot to pay attention to.
We sure do. Coming up, we give you a fireworks forecast from coast to coast. That's next, and it's right after your local on the 8s. You're watching Weather Center Live, Alex.
Yeah, I am. There it is.
What makes Florida's natural orange juice taste so uniquely fresh and delicious? Is it the rich Florida soil or the perfect blend of sunshine, rain, and temperature? Maybe it's the fact that Florida's natural oranges are never imported. They're raised right here in Florida and passed with care from our hands to yours. 100% pure, 100% Florida. Florida's natural. Try our new citrus smoothies in the chilled juice section next to our orange juice.
From safety to fuel economy to quality, today's Chevrolet has it all. And it's a great time to buy. During the Chevy 72-hour sale, you'll get 0% APR for 72 months, plus no monthly payments for the rest of the summer. 0% APR for 72 months, plus no monthly payments for the rest of the summer. Hurry, the Chevy 72-hour sale ends Monday. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees with showers. Tonight, Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms. High 90, chance of rain 80%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
America's morning headquarters with Sam Champion.
Not just a morning forecast, a morning show.
AMHQ with Sam Champion, the Weather Channel's brand new morning show.
Waves don't care what age you are. Take them on the way you always have. Live healthy and take One-A-Day Men's 50 Plus, a complete multivitamin with 7 antioxidants to support cell health. Age? Who cares?
Man, these cheesy bread dogs are incredible.
Real good.
The cheese is baked right into the bun.
You know, in this case, it really is what's on the outside that counts.
Maybe that phrase, it's what's on the inside that counts, isn't true.
I mean, I've only been judging books by their covers.
Really?
I only read the cover.
Oh, you don't read what's inside?
No. I could read 2, 3 covers. Cover to cover. Cover and cover.
Count on the cheesy goodness of the new Cheesy Bread Dogs. They're the perfect match for any of our 25 shakes. This is how you Sonic.
After 50 years of designing cars for crash survival, Subaru has developed our most revolutionary feature yet. A car that can see trouble and stop itself to avoid it. When the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested front crash prevention, nobody beat Subaru models with eyesight. Not Honda, not Ford, or any other brand. Subaru Eyesight, an extra set of eyes every time you drive.
Thank you, Daddy, for defending our country.
Thank you for your sacrifice, and thank you for your bravery.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, Daddy.
Military families are uniquely thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance can be one of them. If you're a current or former military member or their family, get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
You're watching the Weather Channel, otherwise known as the Arthur Channel. This week, there's a tropical storm that just formed this morning, 11 o'clock. It was called by the National Hurricane Center. It's Arthur, off the east coast of Florida, packing 50-mile-an-hour winds. But there are no such winds here on the coast. 15 to 25 is just about it. The strongest winds are with the strongest rain out over the northern Bahamas. The moisture or the thunderstorm activity has not circled around the center of the circulation. If and when that does, we're going to have a stronger system, and the Hurricane Center and our experts say it will become a hurricane in the next 48 hours. Just a few showers along the coast, but back into Orlando, for example, just a beautiful day. A little breezier than usual, but that's making it feel a lot more comfortable in Orange County, Florida. Meanwhile, in Orange County, Indiana, there's a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's head to Dr. Greg Forbes. He's got the latest on the severe threat stateside.
Yeah, and we do have a severe thunderstorm watch as well for parts of that Mississippi and Ohio River Valley. Take a look here. All of these storms are ahead of this cold front, with severe thunderstorms rolling all the way up from northern parts of Arkansas up into southern parts of Indiana right now. And then farther to the east, well ahead of the cold front, getting a little bit of an assist from the heating on the mountaintops. More moist air up into parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland with some severe thunderstorms as well. We'll start in the Mississippi and Ohio valleys there with